Let's introduce your first fighter into the cage. In the red corner, Jordan Heathorne.
Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me with a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels sing. He called my name and my heart stood still. But he said, John, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. For the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gone. Tell him now. Tell him that God's gone.
And his opponent fights out of the blue corner, Simon Press. This is a K1 max fight for under 78 kilograms. And in the red corner, he hails from Portsmouth. He stands in a 5'10" and weighs in at 79 kilograms. He is fighting out of DKJ and has one loss on his record. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jordan Heathorne! And his opponent fights out of the blue corner. He hails from Southampton. He stands in 6 foot and weighs in at 79 kilograms. He is fighting out of Waterside MMA and has a record of 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Simon Press! Corners, please leave the cage.
Yeah. Getting crap between us.
Okay, so welcome to Shock and Awe 2, Undefeated. My name's Lloyd Clarkson. I'm joining the commentary booth with Jordan Miller today. We're down here in Portsmouth, Hampshire. We're up to a flying start with our first bout of the evening. This is a K1 Max kickboxing bout. So we have Jordan Heathorne. He's in the green camo tap-out shorts and the black shin guards. His opponent, Simon Press, in the red shorts. So Jordan, we're off to a flying start.
Yeah, just to clarify for everyone here, K1 Max kickboxing rules, that's 3 4-minute rounds. It's essentially K1, is that Lloyd, just with knees to the head? Or without knees to the head, sorry.
That's absolutely right, Jordan, just no knees to the head here.
Okay, we've got Simon pressing the action here.
We see referee Dave Swan there just calling a halt to the action and resetting. These guys are allowed to throw single shots in the clinch. It's a good transition for MMA. It's interesting to see these rules here today for an MMA, predominantly MMA show.
It does tend to break it up for the people watching. Obviously, because it is predominantly striking, the K1 does prove to be a bit of a fan favourite. So who do you say is winning this round so far, Lloyd?
Well, I'm quite impressed. Both guys are being plenty aggressive. I must say, Press seems to be dipping his head down, leaving him very vulnerable to an uppercut. But other than that, I pretty much have him tagged fairly even at the moment.
It's interesting you said, obviously, with Jordan obviously putting his head down there, Simon does seem to be taking advantage of that. He's dropping knees into the midsection nicely. But obviously, Jordan there is working the distance well.
He is getting caught with the close shots. I can see Heathorne is landing the close shots. He seems quite effective close range.
But yet again, just before they break there, Simon did drop that knee into the midsection. That is going to, if the fight does go the distance, that is going to show some effect on the fighters.
We can see Simon Press is commanding the ring here, so he's keeping Heathorne pushed up into the cage wall. A lot of the time these rules kickboxing are fought in a ring where you don't have the effectiveness of the cage wall to use for the clinch, so it's quite an interesting tactic. Greencraft really does come into this, and it's quite often overlooked.
He is controlling well, but he is also taking quite a lot of shots.
There we see there's the side of the cage, but if there's no action, referee will reset. There we see Press again turning his head away every time he comes in. He's got to sort that out. He's got to have confidence in his shots when he throws, I think.
Yeah, if you watch Jordan, he does tend to lead with the punches very, very well. I think he's worked out his range. He does tend to sort of jump in. I think it looked like he just let a low blow there.
Yeah, I was just going to interrupt you there, Jordan. He just took a square-on knee to the face there. So there we go, explosive first round.
Right, who's your money on, Lloyd? If you had to give that to someone, who would you say?
I'm going to be very quiet because we're stood by one of the corners, but I'll commentate more on that after we get into the second round. Fully agree with you on that one, Jordan.
Okay, begin to round two.
Right, so seconds out, we're in the second round now.
Okay, Jordan leading with that hook again, sending some heavy shots in. Simon's pushing forward, but not really landing anything. Scoring an illegal takedown.
There we go, both guys are getting a bit confused as to what discipline they're fighting there. Now we can really see here that Jordan Heathorn, he's really far more comfortable in the close range shots. You know, if I was him, I'd be looking to close the distance down, keep out of Press's range, come in and do the damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly as he's doing there. There we see it again. Excellent shot, a square on the button. Press doesn't like it, and he's turning away from those shots. He's got to stop turning away from those shots, because if he eats one wrong, he's going to go down. There we go again. There's those dangerous close body shots.
It's that left hook, Lloyd. Keep your eye on Heathorn's left hook. That's the shot that's doing the damage at the moment. I think if Simon Press in the red shorts here, if he can work the distance, if he can work those kicks, which they have been successful, and really try and keep that right hand up, he'll come off a lot better.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about cardio, Jordan. We can physically see that Press is starting to blow slightly, and that's going to be like red flag to a bull for Jordan Heathorn. He's going to taste the blood and go in for the finish. I think he'll be lucky for a finish this round. I think
you can see Heathorn's confidence growing, especially now we can actually see Simon Press is bleeding. Those left hooks, no doubt, doing the damage.
Let's not write him off. I mean, you've been there yourself, Jordan. It's a great feeling when you see your opponent wilt a little bit and you go in, but quite often it can be your downfall. You know, you can get almost too confident.
Oh, completely. If you're going too heavy too quick, there's always a chance of getting caught with that shot.
We can really see Heathorn is controlling the pace of this bout now. Now he's got the ring dominance as well.
So far, I'd say, obviously, it has to be Heathorn's round here, but depending on how the judges scored it, if the first round has gone to Simon Press, then if this goes to a third round, then on the judges' scorecard, they're even. I think the referee's going to break this up.
Yeah, absolutely. The guys need to be actively striking.
So if you were Simon, Lloyd, how would you pull back this round?
Well, I mean, Simon's got he's got a slight height advantage. He's got the range, and he's not using his best tool. He's allowing Heathorn to come in close. His arms are down low. He's got no guard. He's turning away. I would stand straight, throw some straight shots, and keep him at bay, and use my reach to pick him off. So we just heard the clicker ball. We're going into the final few seconds of the second round. So this is going to go into the third round. Okay, so we're into the third and final round now. So I think Jordan Heathorn's got to be feeling pretty confident, but let's not write off Simon Press here. There's that straight long shot. It is a good shot, but he's turning every time.
As you said in round two, obviously Simon Press needs to use that slight height advantage, but every time that Jordan Heathorn comes in and throws those shots, Simon's covering up, but he's also dropping his head, completely losing that reach advantage.
Completely, yeah. Again, he just caught one, a nice clean shot straight on Heathorn. But this is where Heathorn's devastating. He's in close, like left upper hook, left uppercut, left hook combination. He's absolutely lethal. There we see it again.
If you'll see as well, obviously they're both fatigued. Jordan Heathorn's leaning on his opponent as he throws those shots, so he's putting his full body weight behind all of his punches.
Absolutely, yeah. This is, and again, this is something that comes with experience. You know, you can be the fittest guy in the world, but to go at it full pelt for 3-4 minute rounds is, you know, it's good going by anyone's terms. So the more you can pace yourself, the more you can have those little breathers, the stronger you're going to be towards the end when it matters.
But also the fact that both fighters, a 1 fight, 1 loss in their record, they're fighting for that win.
Absolutely, I've been in that position myself. You get 2 guys that haven't had a win yet, and it just gives that extra something.
Quite often it makes for a much more exciting fight.
Yes, absolutely. There we see Press landing his own.
I think the referee nearly took a shot then as well.
Absolutely, you can see Dave Swan smirking there.
It's interesting that Heathorn threw both those. He's just taken a low blow there. Just before that, he threw 2 kicks, neither of which landed, but at least from a judge's point of view, it shows that he's doing more work in this round.
Absolutely, yeah, I fully agree with you on that one. He's got the confidence, he can sense that his opponent's wiltering, so he's going to start to show his skills.
But Simon Press has actually been working better in the clinch.
Nice little combination there from Press. He's not done yet, he's still got a bit left in the tank. So we're in the dying seconds. We can see the difference between both of them. Simon Press, hands down. His face looks like he's just surviving. Heathorn, he's got a good guard, he looks aggressive.
It does look like Heathorn could probably fight another couple rounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which that can make the difference in a fight. You can just push pace that little bit more. But even so, it's not a one-sided fight.
It's certainly not, as we say that. Press just lands an excellent straight right cross, straight down the middle, straight into Heathorn's face. A little reminder to Heathorn.
And throughout the third round as well, Simon Press has actually been working the dirty boxing well.
There we go. Oh, a little bit of bad tension there. Shot after the bell. To be fair to Heathorn, I've been in that position myself. You do load the shot up, the buzzer goes. It's just physics. You can't stop it sometimes.
The centre of the cage. Rounds of action, we've had to go to the judges' scorecards. For your winner by unanimous decision, in the red corner, Jordan Heathorn! Let's give it up for your runner-up, Simon Press. Your next fighter into the cage, in the red corner, Brett O'Brien! Nice, to the blue corner, Tom Dixon! This is a semi-professional featherweight contest scheduled for 2 4-minute rounds. And in the red corner, he hails from Birmingham. He stands in 5'7" and weighs in at 65 kilograms. He is fighting under South Coast Submissions, and this is his debut in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Brett O'Brien! And his opponent fights out to the blue corner. He hails from London. He stands in the 5'10" and weighs in the 65 kilograms. He is fighting out of Band Dogs MMA, and this is his debut in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Tom Dixon!
Okay, so next up we've got our first MMA bout of the evening. Now this is a semi-pro MMA bout. In the red corner we've got Brett O'Brien. He's fighting out of South Coast Submissions. He's in the black and green camo trunks with the gold writing. His opponent tonight we've got Tom Dixon. He's in the black and white cage steel shorts. He's in the blue corner. And semi-pro rules, this is where all the guys start off. It's 4-minute rounds, not 5-minute rounds. Very, very similar rules. There are no elbows to the head. There are no heel hooks.
Well, I could just say, Lloyd, they're coming straight at it. You can see that Dixon wants this win. It's always difficult to tell when you've got two people making their debut coming into a fight, you know, who's going to be pushing the action.
Both guys very, very keen there. Come out like they're a pair of heavyweights. Normally you see the lighter weight categories are a bit more controlled, a bit more technical, a bit more speed, but that was just blistering strength there. So we've gone straight into Dixon up against the cage wall, securing the left shoulder of O'Brien. Can't quite see from here, looks like he's got a butterfly guard position.
He is securing that very, very tight. Can't quite see from here what he's going for. It looks so he's trying to transition to full guard though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dixon, of course, is going to be looking to free up that arm and try to posture up to drop some shots.
So I think the referee's obviously going to be having a look, because if there's no movement, we may get this stood back up. But you know, certainly we've got Dixon in a very strong position here. I mean, I'd like to see him utilise that butterfly for. I'd like to see him use that butterfly for a sweep.
You said that the referee there just said, you know, you've got to work or we will stand them up.
There we go. So Dixon takes the full guard position. Was closed, is now open. He's still got the left shoulder.
He's going to try and scoop those legs out, it looks.
He certainly does. He's putting his leg down low. It's a dangerous move. Got to keep a nice guard.
There you go. What you'll probably see here is him turning towards the fence, posturing up, and then throwing some shots down. There we go. That right hand coming in heavy, very heavy.
He's got a good strong position there. When your opponent's pinned against the cage, it really works in your favour.
Dixon did do well to push him off there. It didn't look as though he took any heavy shots. He's looking for the up kick, you can see it.
Yeah.
Obviously you can't strike to a downed opponent, but the downed opponent can kick upwards. Dixon really needs to try and push this to his feet now.
Yeah, he's going to be looking through a gap through, secures the legs, unfortunately falls into the guard position. So, Brett O'Brien in the guard of Tom Dixon. It's an open guard. You can see Dixon seems quite happy off his back. Not much hip movement, but he seems to be looking for sweeps. Seems to be, open guard. His mind's thinking.
It will be interesting to see now that he's turned away from the fence to see how he uses that guard. We saw him before trying to lock up an arm. I think now we'll see him trying to work for an armbar or a triangle. So he's working for the high guard there.
Yeah, we can see both the arms control. He's trying to go for arm control on Brett O'Brien.
O'Brien is staying very, very tight though.
Excellent strikes from the guard there from Brett O'Brien. I could feel that one connect. That's right by the commentary booth. So, end of round 1. Interesting round, very static on the floor, but I think just purely on striking, I think Brett O'Brien will be coming back feeling quite confident after that one.
I'd agree with that.
We're back in the second round, so let's see if the pace is still the same in the stand-up. A completely different fight by the looks of it for the second round. Obviously the corners will have been having a word. Now standing, we can see that Dixon's carrying a little bit of a height advantage. With that will come, I'm assuming, and would come a bit of a reach advantage.
I think what we're seeing now is how a different body type can affect your fighting style. If we look at Dixon, obviously he's got the longer frame. He does seem to be using his strikes much more effectively now, mainly because he's just being given the chance to actually use them now. If we see O'Brien in round 1, very much has the grappler's build, the ground and pound, the shorter, more powerful build.
Just interrupting you there, Jordan. We just see that O'Brien's managed to instigate a takedown, double leg takedown into the cage rule. So he's just trying to work a side control position, but his head's stuck. So Dixon's claimed the head. He's going to be looking for a sitting or a standing guillotine now. So he's got a nice strong position there. He's going to take his time here. This is when you hurry these, you can obviously make things worse. In fact, he's given up on the guillotine. He's now looking at.
O'Brien's going to look to get the takedown. Which he does. You see him move to side position from here. No, he falls into the guard.
So we're in exactly the same position as we were opening seconds of round 1. Same guard position, and Dixon's working that shoulder lock.
I think what we're going to see though is O'Brien again trying to find an opportunity to work the ground and pound. He was throwing short hammer fists before, and a few of them were connecting. They were doing some damage, and that is going to score with the judges.
Certainly, that's what it's all going to come down to. If nobody finishes a submission or a knockout or a TKO.
There's those hammer fists I was talking about. But we did see Dixon twist his hips. If you watch, he seems to be favouring the left side. I think if you watch his hips, he's trying to scoot them out as if he's looking for an armbar. Then O'Brien is doing a good job of squaring up those hips and throwing the odd shot here and there.
See, nice body control there from O'Brien. Really reeling the hips into Dixon. It's very frustrating because it doesn't give you the opportunity to work any kind of movement with your guard position.
But Dixon is working the guard well.
I'd like to see him come up high.
If you're in Dixon's position, Lloyd, how would you bring the fight on your terms?
I would want to get stood up again because he's certainly got some sharp boxing skills. He just ate a pretty devastating hammer fist there from Brett O'Brien. But quite often it's just a plain scramble to get back to your feet. Now he's standing, just out of time, but that's where I would like to be if I was Dixon right now. Right, third and final round, so we're back in now. We've already seen, so Brett O'Brien's got some devastating takedown skills. There we see Dixon's hands. He's got sharp, fast hands, excellent boxing skills. Both guys are going to have been told by their corner that they need a finish.
Excellent sprawl. Sorry to interrupt you there, Lloyd. That was a brilliant sprawl from Dixon. Showed some fantastic striking skills there. I think panicked O'Brien a bit. Wanted to get the fight on his terms, which he has done. He's got the side position that he was fighting for all through round 1 and 2. It'll be interesting to see what he does with it here.
Absolutely. Both guys are going to be looking for a finish because this one is going to be very close on the judges' scorecards.
So far, I think if I was scoring the bout, I would just have to go with O'Brien simply for the control. I really would like to see Dixon get this fight to his feet a bit more and work the strikes, because a few opportunities he's actually had to throw some strikes. He's actually done very, very well with them.
I was just going to interrupt you really quickly, Jordan. That was an excellent takedown, but I mean, Dixon's takedown defence, he couldn't have got his legs any wider if he tried. There's very good balance, very good base, but credit to O'Brien where it's due. His takedowns are absolutely brilliant. Is that 3 now? I've lost count.
But he has transitioned to the full mount now, which is bad news for Dixon.
It certainly is. I mean, he's got to also be thinking that every takedown he gets is points. And excellent reversal. That was textbook stuff there. Walking up the wall of the cage. Fantastic. Now he's in that guard position. I really would like to see him stand up and go for a standing finish on this fight.
Although this is the first time we've actually seen O'Brien on his back, pulling full guard, I think. I'd like to see how Dixon can work his ground and pound from here.
So you've got to bear in mind, O'Brien's going to have a bit of a
O'Brien's locking up a triangle here.
I was just going to say, he's going to have a bit of a centre of gravity. We see as he was just trying to roll Dixon forward there. It's he's very, very, very quick with his legs. Very, very fluid movement off his back. He could even be looking for a turn. No, he's given up on that. I was just going to say he had an overhook. There he goes. He's sunk the overhook again. So I mean, maybe he could even look for a turn.
I think all that Dixon's concentrating on at the moment is trying to free his right arm up. He seems to be pressing his body weight forward. I think he's trying to look to loosen up that elbow, which the referee's just done that for him and stand him up.
That's an excellent call there.
Dixon needs to just unload now. He needs to stop that takedown and work those strikes.
Right, so we're into the final few seconds of this round. The guys have been very considerate and brought the fight over to us here in the commentary box so we can get a good view. So Brett O'Brien in the mount position. This is dangerous. He's tasted blood and he wants that finish. I do think that Dixon was saved by the bell there. This will be certainly an interesting one for the judges' scorecards.
It did look as though there was a shot thrown after the bell though by O'Brien there.
Fighters into the center of the cage. And after 3 rounds of action, we've had to go to the judges' scorecard for your winner by split decision in the red corner, Brett O'Brien. Let's give it up for your runner-up, Tom Dixon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your first fighter into the cage. In the blue corner, Tom Thompson! And his opponent fights out of the red corner, James Sutherland!
Yo, let's start.
This is a semi-professional lightweight contest scheduled for 3 4-minute rounds. And in the blue corner, he hails from Birkenhead. He stands in a 6'1" and weighs in the 70 kilograms. He is fighter of the Loch Barai, and this is his debut in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Tom Thompson! And his opponent fights out of the red corner. He hails from Portsmouth. He stands in a 5'8" and weighs in the 70 kilograms. He is fighting out of South Coast Submissions and has a mixed martial arts record of 1 win. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for James Sutherland!
Right, so we're back with the semi-professional MMA action now. In the blue corner, we've got Dom Thompson. He's in the black and white sprawl shorts. In the red corner, from South Coast Submissions, we have James Sutherland. This is Thompson's debut. Sutherland's coming in with 1 fight, 1 win. Thompson carrying a distinct height advantage.
Using it well. Just as I say that, gets taken down.
Perfect, yeah, that's absolute textbook stuff there. Nice takedown there from Sutherland. Into side position, loses a leg as he works for mount and regains it. So he's working his technique very, very fast. This is not a good position to be in the opening seconds of the first round for Thompson.
Especially against someone from South Coast Submissions, you don't really want to be on the ground full stop.
So we see a nice high mount position there from Sutherland. Plenty of devastating headshots.
He's working the angles really, really well. He's not just throwing blindly, he's looking for those shots. And
there's a transition for armbar.
Fantastic armbar. Thompson looks hurt.
That is excellent stuff to see there. Well done, James Sutherland. So I think we'll be seeing a lot more of him in the future.
I definitely hope so, Lloyd. That was a fantastic armbar.
And we have a winner!
Well done, son! Discussion!
And after 53 seconds of the very first round, your winner by armbar, James Sutherland! Let's give it up for your runner-up, Tom Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your next fighter into the cage. In the blue corner, Adam the Tom Woolman!
Crazy, so great. It's the 50 Cent
And please welcome his opponent fighting out of the red corner, This is an under 93 kilogram K1 contest fought under 3 2-minute rounds. And in the blue corner, he hails from Portsmouth. He stands in a 5'10" and weighs in at 88 kilograms. He is fighter of the South Coast Submissions and has a K1 record of 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Hazan the Dog Woman! And in the red corner, he weighs in at 93 kilograms. He is fighting out of DKJ, and this is his debut in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for
Right, so we're back, a little break from the MMA action. We are in the K1 Max kickboxing rules again. Now this is slightly different to the first bout we've seen of the evening. By the way, of 3 2-minute rounds, not 4-minute rounds, so a bit quicker. We should see a faster pace. Just quickly in the blue corner, we've got local lad Adam Woolmer fighting out of SCS. He's in the blue and white trunks. Red corner, his opponent Carl Langley. He is in the black trunks.
Langley throwing a good combo there. Just a slip.
Yeah, that was. Sometimes you do just get your weight wrong and trip over. It's a slippery floor, especially with all these people been sweating on it. And there we see some nice counter shots there from Woolmer, off his back in the corner.
Langley's actually working the body shots really, really well. If you watch, he'll throw a combo and he throws that right to the midsection.
He certainly looks a bit more technical. You've got to take everything into account when you're weighing up an opponent: height, weight, style, advantages, and you know, certainly Langley's bringing a bit of height and reach advantage. So why not work the body? Now we can see Woolmer with a southpaw stance as well. Could be quite unpredictable.
Although Langley seems to be favouring that, he seems to be sending his right hand in very, very smoothly because of that southpaw stance, straight to the midsection, and then he'll follow up to the head.
Just a reminder, these are only 2-minute rounds. Both guys quite a steady pace, but nothing too explosive at the moment. We may see that change in rounds 2 and 3. Do
you know what, Lloyd? I'm actually quite impressed by that. Normally when you get two guys that have that are fairly inexperienced, they tend to come out their corner and just absolutely go for it. You know, absolutely unload. But they both seem very, very technical and are really taking their time and are really looking for shots.
Round 2.
Okay, Lloyd, here we go, round 2.
Again, look, straight away we've got Walmer taking ring dominance there in Ringcraft. I know I keep harping on about this, but it is very important, especially when both guys are very evenly matched.
Although I think in the first round Langley did land the better shots. When we look at Walmer's record, obviously he's got one fight to his name, and that was a draw. That says to me he can go the distance. The fact it was a draw probably means it's a draw. Oh, and Langley dropped him with a knee there.
That was absolutely devastating. He timed that just right. Just as Walmer bounced back off the cage wall, the knee sunk down with maximum effect. And that's it. That is, Adam Walmer unable to continue, so the win goes by TKO to Carl Langley.
And that was a fantastic finish as well.
There we see a bit of sportsmanship there. It's quite nice to see that in this sport.
What a way to win a fight, though.
You get winged.
After 47 seconds of the second round by TKO, Carl Langley! Let's give it up for your runner-up, Adam Walmer! Let's welcome your next fighter into the cage. In the blue corner, Joe! And welcome his opponent, fights out to the red corner, Owen Gale! Semi-professional bantamweight contest fought on the 3 4-minute rounds. And in the blue corner, he hails from Bournemouth. He stands in the 5'4" and weighs in at 59 kilograms. He is fights out of Bulldog Gym and has a mixed martial arts record of 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Joe! Fighting up in the red corner, he hails from Hampshire. He stands in a 5'1" and weighs in at 61 kilograms. He is fighting at the South Coast Submissions and has a mixed martial arts record of 1 win and no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Owen!
Right, next up we've got the bantamweights. In the blue corner, Joe Lawrence. He's in the red Venom shorts with the red ankle guards. His opponent, Owen Gale. Now, last time we saw Gale, I liked his shorts then, same shorts. It's the funky retro 70s shorts in the red corner. This is going to be a very fast start because both guys are like little pit bulls out there. I mean, Jordan, you've trained with Joe as well. I have as well.
Predominantly a boxer. I do think this is going to go fast.
Excellent takedown there from Gale. I was just going to say we saw some brilliant takedowns and control from Gale at the last outing at Shock and Awe. And he's assumed the mount position very, very quickly.
Dropping some heavy shots as well. As I was going to say, classic striker versus grappler match. Gale's definitely got the advantage on the ground. His ground and pound and submissions are going to be, you know, in my opinion, much better than Joe's. I do think if Joe can get this fight to his feet, he needs to bring. Fantastic!
Excellent. That was very good.
This is where Joe wants it to be now. He needs to push off and watch his hands. I have to say, Lloyd, Joe's improved fantastically since I trained him last.
He certainly has since I've last trained with him as well, Jordan. I mean, that defence there, it's one of the most risky defences you could do, is the offering your back up. We see Gale just being warned for gripping the shorts. And there he's going to score again with a second takedown.
But Joe's got the guillotine hooked in there. He's preventing the takedown. And now he's going to try and let his hands fly here.
Excellent work from Lawrence, keeping his hips out of Trouble's way.
But saying that, Gale did show some real good hands at the start of the fight. A good slip from Joe.
Both these guys being bantamweight, they're going to be very, very fast. Blink and you miss it speed here. We can hear Owen Gale's corner advising him to keep his hands up. They know Lawrence is a boxer, they know that's where he's dangerous.
Joe does tend to send these kind of wide looping hooks, but he does put his body weight behind him, much like, as I say it there.
You can feel that one here in the commentary box. We see Lawrence charging Gale back into the wall. Gale slips at the last minute and turns, so they're both in. He's going to try and pin him against the wall and to initiate a takedown, but he's given his head up again.
Well, in doing so, he has got the takedown.
He has got
I say that just as Joe's working to his feet again.
Single leg takedown again, so I think that's 3 in a row now for Gale. So you've got to start thinking about the judges' scorecard.
He was gripping the fence a bit there, though, was Lawrence.
So here we see Lawrence has got one underhook, one overhook. Obviously Gale's got the same. Both guys.
Yeah, he's trying to tighten up. He's going to try and drag it to the mat.
That was a nice attempt at a trip takedown there. I mean, Gale's certainly been drilling his takedown, surely. That's.
I really am impressed with Joe's takedown defence.
Very, very high knee there in the dying seconds.
I wouldn't want to score that round though.
Right, round 2, so quick reminder, both these guys, we're still semi-professional MMA rules here. it's not going to make a massive difference, to be fair. You know, the guys are coming in. They're not allowed elbows to the head on the floor. They're not allowed heel hooks, and they're not allowed neck cranks. Everything else is the same as the big boys.
Just like to say as well, Owen Gale was putting together some good combinations there, throwing some strikes with his hands, following up the kick. Although Joe Lawrence was avoiding them very, very well, and then throws a hook of his own in. It almost looked as if Joe was initiating the grappling there.
Certainly, yeah. It looked like he was a bit more aggressive in the clinch, going straight for the underhook. So he's got the head of Gale. He's got one overhook as well. Again, referees in, just giving him a warning on grabbing the shorts. It's quite, in their defence, it is quite difficult when you get caught up in the heat at the moment. It's just instinct.
Oh, fantastic takedown by Owen there.
Yeah, is that the fourth or the fifth now? I think that excellent single leg takedown. He's going to be scoring for those.
If you're watching now, I think he's going to be pushing Joe's right leg through to try and get half guard.
There we go, slips to the side. He's got side mount positions. This is a dangerous position. Transitions to mount.
As we saw in the first, Joe was eating up shots and got straight back to his feet. Let's see if he can do it again in the second.
So Gale securing a hand of Lawrence. Is he going to go for a triangle? I thought he was going to go for a triangle there. And in that lightning quick scramble, Lawrence has somehow managed to reclaim a guard position.
I'll tell you what, Lloyd, I'm also really impressed with the guys' cardio. They haven't let up since round one.
No, that's absolutely right. You often see this with the lighter weight divisions, but this is something else. We just missed that because we blinked, but Lawrence did go for an armbar attempt there. It was unsuccessful. Gale's now on his feet. Still looking to break the guard. Lawrence has got an open guard position. Now he's closed it up just to make me look silly.
What else was you talking about?
So both guys quite static. Lawrence controlling the left arm of Gale. I'd like to see him try and work his legs higher. Seems quite happy to sit in that guard position.
I think from the judge's point of view, though not much damage seems to have been made in round two, Owen Gale has had the more dominant positions.
Absolutely, judges are going to be looking for aggression. They're going to be looking for takedowns. They're going to be looking for, you know, ring dominance.
But just you mentioned they're looking for aggression. Joe's actually hitting from the bottom. Those short punches will accumulate. They will do damage. And he's hooks up a triangle. He needs to pull that left foot in, sink it in. If he can sink that.
That is on. There is not what Gale's going to be able to do.
And he's tapped him. So the striker wins by submission.
Seconds of the second round, your winner by triangle choke, Joe Lawrence! Let's give it up for your runner-up, Owen Gale. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your next fighter into the cage. In the blue corner, Jack Resurrects.
my nigga shot. You rest on my watch, you rock. Legal like Selassie, I got you out. I pop collars out here, and it's on the first round. Love is my ride. Nigga got from the water to pop it. You stuck my side. These first ones run 105. What's the shit y'all on? I'm a too close for that. You cover the black, crush your man.
This is a semi-professional welterweight contest for the night. 3 4-minute rounds. And in the blue corner, he hails from Southampton. He stands in the 5'8" and weighs in the 76 kilograms. He fights at the Waterside MMA, and this is his debut in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jack Gretorek! Corner. He hails from Portsmouth. He stands in the 5'10" and weighs in the 77 kilograms. He is fighting at the South Coast Submissions, and this is his debut in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Kenny Kennard!
Okay, we are with a welterweight division now. That's 77 kilos and under. In the red corner, find out South Coast Submissions. Now he's in the black and white trunks. We have got Kenny Kennard, clearly a local lad, but a lot of support here. And that's going to be quite off-putting for his opponent in the blue corner, Jack Gretorek. Apologies if I pronounce that wrong, Jack. Jack's in the red shorts.
So we take down straight away.
Yeah, standing guillotine. Standing guillotine there from Kennard. Rolled into the guard of Gretorek.
Kennard unloading some shots there.
You can really hear the crowd hyping up for this. I mean, this is also going to be partly due to the fact that Gretorek is from Southampton. Kennard is a local Portsmouth or Pompey lad. And we all know, because of the football teams, they don't particularly like each other, so we might add a little extra something to this bout.
You can see Gretorek trying to work submission there. He's trying to set himself up, try and move his hips, but Kennard just keeps dropping those shots down.
Devastating, non-stop barrage of blows. Gretorek doing the right thing.
He's hooking up a foot there, Lloyd.
Yeah, he's grabbed a foot, he's straightening his own leg, but he's got to be careful. I mean, you can't have a heel hook in this competition, but can easily sweep and claim side position exactly as he has just done.
Watch for Kennard to posture up there, maybe get the knee on the stomach and drop some more shots down.
He certainly looks happy to ground and pound, so I think that's where he's going to be looking. There comes that right knee. He's going to take his time. This is the key to the groundwork, isn't it, Jordan?
I think when you're in a bit of, not so much a stalemate here, but when there's not much movement, if you've got the top position there, like Kennard has, maybe try and make a bit of room, throw some knees into the midsection there.
Now we can see he's using quite an effective technique that I'm particularly fond of. Face barring his opponent with the forearm. I've used that on you a few times, Jordan. That's
they're not quite as heavy as you, though, Lloyd.
No, admittedly, that's true. Right, he's trying to pass into the mount position, but Gretorek is having absolutely none of it. Now he's secured an arm. He's actually secured Kennard's right arm. It doesn't look particularly tight. I think he'll come out of it soon. Oh, there we go. Kennard's got, the cage wall is helping him here. He's got Gretorek pinned, so all he's got to do is keep pressure on one side. Excellent escape there, that is very good. Credit to Jack Gretorek there.
The takedown again. And he's got guillotine hooked in.
The head pops out, so he's through. So Kennard in the guard of Gretorek.
Kennard doesn't seem in any rush though, Lloyd. He's quite content just to sit there, throw some shots down.
He's really eating some ground and pound there. That is not comfortable, but surely Kennard's going to be smelling blood there.
And the referee's looking in.
You've got to be actively defending yourself, and if you're not actively defending yourself, they will call that a TKO stoppage. And in my opinion, I think that was very close, that one, Jordan.
Yeah, definitely. You could, like I said, you can see the referee looking in.
Now, this is trouble. Sorry to butt in there, but he's worked a crucifix. Kennard has got a crucifix. He's by the side of the cage. There's not a great deal that Gretorek can do to escape. This is a dangerous position to be in.
He's just eating unanswered shots now.
Surely it's a matter of time. We can see referee Dave Swan looking to it. There we go.
And we have a winner!
Excellent decision there. Excellent win there for Kenny Kennard. Obviously a crowd favourite. We're probably going to see him at some bigger shows in the future.
Your winner by ground and pound after 3 minutes and 17 seconds of the very first round, in the red corner, Kenny Kennard. Let's give it up to your winner, Jack Weatherace.